October is Pregnancy and Infant Loss Awareness Month, and I thought about the medical system and the many enslaved women who were forced to undergo experimental surgeries that laid the foundations for modern gynecology. In Medical Apartheid, Harriet Washington talks about J. Marion Sims, who carried out a series of experimental operations on black enslaved women between 1845 and 1849. Sims is considered the father of gynecology, and he also bragged in 1876 that he was the second richest doctor in the United States. However, it must be acknowledged that his wealth was built on treating enslaved people belonging to wealthy white plantation owners. His hospital was located in the heart of the slave trading district. His work in gynecology advancements is what he is most noted for, made through the exploitation of enslaved women's bodies. In 1835, Marion, as he preferred to be called, moved from South Carolina to Alabama, where he came to the attention of the owners of Anarcha, Betsy, and Lucy. Anarcha, Betsy, and Lucy lived and worked on different plantations near Montgomery, Alabama in the 1840s. All three women developed painful medical conditions after childbirth that caused them to lose control of their bladders and bowels. Sims decided to experiment on these women's bodies to find a cure. Now, they were not put under anesthesia for the experiments, partly because doctors during this time feared patients could die from anesthesia, and partly because it was commonly believed that black women did not experience pain the same way white women did. After experimenting for years on all three women, he became famous for his treatment of Anarcha. Until recently, little was known about Anarcha other than her name appearing in Dr. Sims' 471-page autobiography titled The Story of My Life. In the spring of 1845, Anarcha was enslaved on the Westcott plantation, and she was 17 years old and pregnant. She went into labor in June, but she had a bad labor. When it extended beyond 72 hours, Anarcha's enslavers solicited the help of Dr. Sims, but Anarcha's baby still died and left her with an extremely painful condition called fistula. He operated on Anarcha at least 30 times in 3.5 years, all without treatment for pain, and often to an audience of curious doctors. So as he's operating on her, other doctors are watching. These pictures show a woman with clothes on, but in real life, the women were naked, sometimes tied down to the table, and operated on without anesthesia. While anesthesia wasn't widely available at the time, Sims was aware of the pain-killing effects of opium and nitrous oxide. He just didn't use them, as the practice of using enslaved people for research was also not considered controversial, as slaves had no rights.
How many women in here know what a vaginal speculum is? And for those men in the room that we lost, a vaginal speculum is a device designed to open up the vagina. It was considered one of the most important advancements in medicine that was made. He built the first vaginal speculum from a pewter spoon. And he reasoned that slave women were able to bear great pain, meaning we don't need any anesthesia, because their race made them more durable, and thus they were well suited for painful medical experimentation.
In 2018, after a public protest and investigation, an August statue of Dr. J. Marion Sims was removed from its pedestal in Central Park opposite the New York Academy of Medicine and relocated to the Greenwood Cemetery in Brooklyn, where Sims is buried. And Anarcha, Betsy, and Lucy were memorialized in a sculpture as the Mothers of Gynecology. So ladies, the next time you go to your doctor's appointments, remember the names of women like Anarcha, Betsy, and Lucy, the women who sacrificed their bodies so you don't have to endure the pain they did. And please be sure to ask plenty of questions and advocate for yourself because you can in a way that your ancestors couldn't.